Footage released by the Kartia Corps of the National Guard of Ukraine purports to show soldiers fighting in Kupiansk city and the surrounding area in an operation to retake the city in Ukraine's northeastern Kharkiv region. The bodycam and drone images were said to have been captured between October and December this year and to show soldiers from the Kartia search and strike group. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said Friday that Ukrainian units recaptured several settlements and neighborhoods near the city of Kupiansk, following a months-long operation aimed at reversing Russian advances there. Kupiansk has in recent months been one of the most closely contested sectors of the around 1,000-kilometer front line, and the claimed Ukrainian progress of around 40 square kilometers would be a setback for Russia. Less than 2 months ago, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that Ukrainian troops in Kupiansk were surrounded and offered to negotiate their surrender. He said media visit to the area would prove it. Putin has sought to portray Russia as negotiating from a position of strength in the war. In information provided by Kartia Corps, they said the operation to take Kupiansk was continuing. Fighting in the city center is still ongoing, but Ukrainian Kupiansk will eventually be fully liberated. Colonel Ihor Korneta Boliensky, commander of the 2nd National Guard Unit Corps Kartia said. According to the Corps, 200 Russian soldiers remain in Kupiansk but they are fully encircled. Kartia said that Russian forces were mounting daily attacks trying to break through Ukrainian lines in the north of Kupiansk but had been unsuccessful and had suffered significant losses, adding that all ground access to the Russian troops had been cut off and resupply to those forces was only possible by aerial drones. It was not possible for Associated Press to independently verify those claims. The news of the Ukrainian breakthrough in Kupiansk came as peace efforts gain momentum and European leaders seek to steer negotiations.
Minha equipe aqui abaixo, vamos ali.
Eu la tengo.
Equipe, falta um. Please.
Мы зашли в первое здание, можете подтягиваться. Плюс. Мы потихоньку двигаем.
Мы сегодня одного вальнули.
Вальнули?
Да,
тройка, которая перебегала?
Там, бачишь?
Да.
А где он? Он лежит?
Я вот.
Возле забора?
Нет, до забора там ще...
Ну вот, я имею в виду.
Да, ось сперва, це
Ага.
типа кущами.
Да.
Soldiers of the Russian occupation army in the Kherson area have begun heading en masse to the hospital, fearing they will be sent to the front near Pokrovsk in the Donetsk region. The Ukrainian partisan movement Atesh reported this on its Telegram channel. According to Atesh, the Russian Occupation Command plans to redeploy the 205th Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade, currently stationed in the temporarily occupied territory of the Kherson Oblast, to Pokrovsk. Consequently, soldiers from this brigade have begun to report en masse that they are sick and are trying to get to the hospital by any means necessary. They are recalling old injuries and illnesses using any excuse. This phenomenon is truly widespread. According to Atesh, soldiers from the Russian Army's 205th Brigade are turning to the hospital in droves. The command of the Russian Occupation Army is transferring reserves to the Pokrovsk sector because Russian troops are suffering extremely heavy losses there. The Russian occupiers are trying to conceal their actual losses by any means necessary. For example, they are registering the dead as voluntarily abandoned. The 30th Separate Mechanized Brigade of the Russian Army created separate lists containing the names of several hundred dead, submitting them as missing in action. The same procedure is used for soldiers who are missing in action. In early December, Russia announced the alleged complete capture of the city of Pokrovsk in the Donetsk region. However, the Ukrainian Armed Forces Command denied this information. Ukrainian fighters are holding their positions in the northern districts of the city. The line of contact runs roughly along the railway. Civilians still remain in Pokrovsk itself. The Pokrovsk sector remains the hottest section of the front. According to the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, yesterday, December the 10th, Russian occupiers attacked Ukrainian positions in this sector 36 times. Fighting took place near the villages of Nikhanorovka, Krasny Liman, Mirnorad, Pokrovsk, Kotlino, Filia, and others. Previously, agents of Atesh reported that in certain Russian brigades, a systematic practice has been observed. After large-scale losses, the command deliberately registers the dead as those who deserted the unit. This is done to conceal the actual number of casualties and to avoid claims from relatives. Agents of the Atesh movement within Russia's 30th Separate Motorized Rifle Brigade are engaged in systematic practice. After heavy losses, the command deliberately registers the dead as those who have voluntarily left their unit. This allows them to hide the real numbers of killed soldiers and avoid complaints from relatives. According to the report, the brigade has already created separate lists containing hundreds of names, labeling the dead as deserters. Personnel are openly told that registering them as AWOL is easier than explaining to the families where the body is. This scheme is used both for those who went missing during chaotic assaults on the city and for those who were eliminated by blocking units. Over the past year, the number of such falsified AWOL cases has increased dramatically. As our agents report, from the number of these AWOL cases, you could already form an entire brigade, Atesh noted. It is reported that this practice completely destroys what remains of trust between soldiers. Troops understand that they can be labeled as deserters at any moment, even if they died in battle. This causes fear, aggression, and a rapid decline in morale. Discipline is collapsing, trust in commanders is gone, and the unit's combat capability degrades with every new assault.